The Galactic Naval Academy's medical bay had never seen anything quite like it. 7 cadets lay unconscious in regeneration pods, their bodies a tapestry of fractures, dislocations, and severe concussions. The attending physician, a 4-armed Cathani named Dr. Veltar, reviewed the medical scans with growing disbelief. In his 3 decades of treating combat injuries, he had never witnessed such precise, devastating damage inflicted in such a short time frame. 9.7 seconds, he muttered to his assistant, a nervous Zephyrian whose translucent skin flickered between colors. The security footage confirms it, 9.7 seconds. The assistant's skin shifted to a pale yellow. The Zephyrian, equivalent of nausea. Doctor, how is that even possible? 7 against 1 and they're all third-year students. The human is just a first year. Dr. Veltar's mandibles clicked thoughtfully as he pulled up the footage on his holodisplay. The corridor outside dormitory block C materialized in 3-dimensional clarity. Timestamp reading 2347 Galactic Standard. Cadet Sarah Chen walked alone down the dimly lit hallway, her regulation boots making soft contact with the polished floor. At barely 1.6 meters tall and weighing perhaps 60 kilograms, she appeared almost fragile compared to her academy peers. Her dark hair was pulled back in the standard military bun, and she carried herself with the quiet confidence that had made her both respected and resented among the student body. The ambush came from a side corridor. 7 figures emerged with practiced coordination, clearly planned, clearly premeditated. The group consisted of Vorthak warriors, each standing nearly 2 meters tall with natural armor plating and 4 muscular arms. Their leader, Cadet Zexthor, had made no secret of his disdain for the soft species that had somehow earned admission to the academy. There she is. Zexthor's voice carried clearly through the audio pickup. The little Deathworlder who thinks she belongs here. The Vorthak encircled Sarah with military precision, cutting off all escape routes. Dr. Veltar had seen this formation before. It was called the Crushing Ring, designed to psychologically intimidate prey before the kill. Against any reasonable species, it was devastatingly effective. Sarah stopped walking and slowly turned in a complete circle, assessing her situation. Her expression remained neutral, almost bored. She said nothing. "You cost us our posting," another Vorthak snarled, referring to the recent tactical exercise where Sarah's unconventional strategy had exposed the warriors' inflexibility, resulting in their demotion. Time to learn your place, soft skin. What happened next would be analyzed in tactical classes for decades to come. The timestamp read 23.47:12. When the first Vorthak lunged forward, all 4 arms extended in a grappling attack that should have immobilized any opponent. At 23:47:13, that same warrior was already unconscious, his jaw shattered from an upward palm strike that had traveled less than 15 centimeters, but carried the focused force of Sarah's entire body weight. She moved like liquid violence, her body flowing from one position to the next with mechanical precision. The second attacker received an elbow to his solar plexus that folded him in half before a knee strike rendered him unconscious. The third found his leg swept, his massive frame crashing to the deck where Sarah's boot met his temple with surgical accuracy. Dr. Veltar slowed the footage to quarter speed, and still her movements were almost too fast to track. She used the Vorthak's superior size against them, turning their momentum into weapons. When the 4th warrior swung a haymaker with enough force to dent hull plating, Sarah simply wasn't there. She had ducked under the swing and driven her fist into the attacker's liver, a strike that would have been fatal to a human but merely shut down the Vorthak's nervous system. The remaining 3 attacked simultaneously in desperation. Sarah caught the first warrior's wrist, using his forward momentum to throw him into his companion with bone-crushing force. Both collapsed in a tangle of limbs. The final attacker, Zexthor himself, managed to land a glancing blow across Sarah's shoulder that would have pulverized a normal being's bones. Sarah absorbed the impact, rolled with it, and came up in a perfect fighting stance. Her return strike was a thing of terrible beauty, a precise uppercut that lifted the 2-meter Vorthak clean off his feet before gravity reclaimed him. The timestamp read 23:47:21. 9.7 seconds of the most efficient violence Dr. Veltar had ever witnessed. The most disturbing part wasn't the speed or precision, it was Sarah's expression throughout the encounter. She maintained the same neutral, almost analytical look from beginning to end. No rage, no fear, no triumph. Just professional competence. After the last attacker fell, Sarah straightened her uniform, checked her chronometer, and continued walking to her dormitory as if nothing had happened. She didn't even look back at the 7 unconscious forms behind her. "Computer," Dr. Veltar called out. "Display human homeworld classification." The hologram shifted to show a blue-green planet spinning slowly in space. The data scrolled past. Earth, Class 12, Death World. Gravity, 1.2x galactic standard. Atmospheric pressure, 1.4x standard. Predator density, extreme. Evolution pressure, maximum. Recommend immediate psychological evaluation for Cadet Chen, his assistant suggested nervously. Dr. Veltar's mandibles clicked in what passed for laughter among his species. Psychological evaluation? My dear colleague, there's nothing wrong with her psychology. She's functioning exactly as evolution designed her to function. He pulled up Sarah's academic records, perfect scores in tactical analysis, stellar marks in combat theory, and an efficiency rating that exceeded even senior instructors. More telling were the notes from her homeworld. Recommended by Terran Defense Forces. Exceptional restraint under pressure. Restraint? The assistant's skin flickered confused purple. She could have killed all 7 of them, Dr. Veltar explained quietly. The medical scans show she avoided every vital point, every major organ, every location that would cause permanent damage. 9 seconds of combat and she still had enough control to ensure they'd all recover completely. The doctor closed the files and looked once more at the unconscious Vorthak warriors. The galaxy spent decades wondering how the humans managed to survive on their nightmare world. Now we know, they didn't just survive it, they mastered it. And what we consider extreme violence, they consider measured restraint. Outside the medical bay, Cadet Sarah Chen sat in the Academy's observation lounge, quietly reviewing stellar navigation charts for tomorrow's examination. She seemed completely unaware of the whispered conversations that followed her wherever she went, or the way other cadets unconsciously gave her a wider berth. She was simply doing what Deathworlders did best, adapting to survive and thriving, where others merely existed. The galaxy was learning that there were far more dangerous things than Vorthak warriors. There were humans who had learned to be gentle,